Toronto Defiant had. Oh, oh, hello, Kareev. That's not a bad signing. Oh, sorry. Anyways, I got distracted. The Toronto Defiant had an awful agilities too, and Beast. Wow, they're getting some pretty cool pickups this season. Oh, I'm sorry. The the Toronto Defiant had an alright stage. What? Surefour? And Kellex and Nevix? What? Surely this has to be a lie. This is like the most insane lineup I've ever seen that isn't gonna win a championship. How do they get these guys? Anyways, let's get into it. So everybody, if you cannot tell, I am excited about this team. I don't think anybody's going to be missing this game on Saturday when it starts. They play in the first game of the season against the Paris Eternal. And so for me, oh man, I cannot wait. Like, I'm going to be sitting on my couch at 12 o'clock just sitting at the screen waiting for one. Because man, I love the Paris Eternal. They're one of my favorite teams. And I think Toronto Defiant are one of the most exciting teams in the league to watch coming into the season. Now, who knows if they're going to fall out really quick or if they're actually going to be superstars. But let's get into it. I'm so excited. The Defiant were awful last season. After Stage 1, there was a lot of talk about them being pretty decent. They were 5-2, which was third in the league, only behind the Titans and Excelsior. So at that point, for comparison, the league standings were Titans, Excelsior, Defiant, Fusion, Reign, Shock. So take that as you will. Obviously, they were 3 positions ahead of the Shock in Stage 1. Only 1 win, but still. Head into Stage 2, and 2-5. Okay, that's not as good, right? But I mean, hey, Stage 3 they can come. Oh no, they went 0-7, and Stage 4 they went 1-6. So I'm not going to judge this team at all, basically for last year's results because they replaced basically everybody. Who did they even keep? They kept Roki and Logix and Mangachu. And I think those are some good players. I'll get to them in a minute. But man, I liked some of the players that they had on their previous roster, but that doesn't mean they were good. Aid went to the Paris Eternal as an assistant coach. Yakpeng went to O2 Blast along with Neko, and Ivy joined the Philadelphia Fusion. And so yeah, I think obviously only the fact that one of those guys is on an Overwatch League roster now is kind of telling. But I do like Ivy, and I think he'll do well in the Fusion. But let's get into their current roster. They kept Roki, Logic, and Mangachu. And Logix and Mangachu, on their own, I think are 2 solid DPS. But the thing is, those guys probably aren't going to play much. They're going to be backups and substitutes, which obviously they will get more playing time this season than they would have last year in the same roster because of all the traveling time, and they're going to be a lot more substitutes, I believe. And with hero pools, they have a lot of roster flexibility. But anyway, Roki and Logix. Roki's a 2-way player, so he can drop down to contenders if he needs to. Or no, sorry, Logix and Mangachu, that's right. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the wrong people. Logix and Mangachu. Mangachu's a 2-way player, but he's known for his off-meta heroes, kind of like a niche hero pool. And with hero pools being a thing now, it's kind of exciting that he might get more playtime because I think he is talented. And there's a lot of talk about Logix has extremely good aim, but just the fact he hasn't been able to really reach that elite level, and they're hoping this might be the year now with a different style roster around him. Getting to the supports that they have Roki, Kareev, and Kellex. And I don't like Kellex very much. I don't rate him. I don't think he does much. I don't think he's a super high impact player. And so I don't know if they're going to play him or Roki. I imagine I'd like to see Roki come up and play more. Obviously in contenders they did alright last year. He played on the full-time roster, sorry, but in contenders beforehand he was alright. And then last year he was on the team, and I don't know. I don't know who they're going to play because I think Roki has higher potential, but Kellex has done it in the Overwatch League for a little bit longer, I think, and on I don't want to say a better team because they were bad too. So I really don't know what they're going to do in that support slot. But Kareev, I am hyped for. I think he is an extremely good player. And when he's playing a hero that he's good at, I think he's really good. I think he's one of the best in the league. And so I'm really excited to see him here. And I think he'll be a linchpin in this team's success. There are superstars otherwise on the roster, but I think it will come down a lot to how he performs as well. So whether you have Kareev, I like to see Kareev and Roki, I think, as our 2 supports. Getting into their... We'll save DPS for last because that's the most exciting. Getting into their tank line, they have Beast and Nevix. And Beast is supposed to be alright. He's their only main tank, so they don't really have a sub if that goes wrong. But man, he has a ton of success in contenders. If you look at his Wikipedia page, since 2017, he only has 3 finishes that aren't first. 2 of them are second and fourth. This guy was on a really good team. There is concern that the team he was on relied heavily on DPS and supports. And in quote of the Overwatch League's report on this team, they have this playstyle for the Philadelphia Fusion University relied a lot on the damage and support players clutching while Beast made space for them, often sacrificially. So that's not great, but he has had a ton of success in contenders, and you can't deny that. And so if he can play well, if he can really live up to this to the hype of like this roster, and if he can stay up there, he has a pretty wide hero pool. He plays Orisa, Winston, Wrecking Ball, Reinhardt, and so you don't have to worry too much about the hero pools affecting him. I mean, obviously, I don't think you have just from this list. I don't know what his actual tangible and like intangible results are on those heroes, but he's the only main tank. So if he is like a really bad Winston, but it just lists him as having played it before and stuff, then they're in trouble because they don't have a backup main tank. But I rate this Nevix signing from the San Francisco Shock. Nevix was on the Shock, and he only played 8 matches last year. 8 maps, not matches, maps. And he won 6 of them. But obviously he had a superstar roster around him. But it's still a good sign in that, he can stay up there with a quality team and work with them well. And so I'm really excited for him. Like, there's a lot of talk about like what this guy did off the field for this Shock, and I think he'll be a really key character in like the locker room for this team as well. But he's shown he can put in the work even when he's not getting the starting time, and that he's like a team player, you know what I mean? And there's even rumors that he's even better than when he first joined the Shock, even though he hasn't had much play time. And so I really rate this signing, and I think when we see a lot of these really good teams in the league, a lot of them have off tanks that are like superstars, but we might just not talk about them because it's like it's not the flashiest position. But there are a lot of teams that have star off tanks, and I think Nevix can really be a star off tank for this team. And I'm excited to see him get consistent Overwatch League playing time because he's going to be playing basically every match. They don't have another off tank on the roster. And then DPS. So I already talked about Logix and Mangachu, and these are both really good players, I think. And I talked about them, but I think they'll both be the bench players for the most part, while Agilities and Surefour, I think, are going to be a really, really fun duo to watch. And obviously, some of the hype around Surefour is just because he's a fan favorite, but you can't deny he's talented. And when he's playing well, he definitely can be able to carry games. And I also think Agilities is unrated. There was a lot of drama with him in Season 1, I believe it was, about him being the weak point. Or was it last year? I don't even remember. But whatever it was, there was a lot of drama around him, and I think he was underrated. He was kind of used as a scapegoat. But I do think he's really talented. And Agilities and Surefour, while they are not the best in the league, I'm not afraid to say that, but I do think they are both extremely talented, and they can help carry this roster. And overall, this roster, like, it's not just... I've heard people say this roster... Because everybody's talking about how much everyone forgot about the Defiant last season. Basically, they were just so bad that the fans were so bored they fell asleep. But this is not just to get fans interested again. Like, I think this roster has a lot of talent, and there's a lot of potential here. I don't know if they'll reach it or not, because obviously a lot of these guys are coming from a lot of different teams, and there is quite a cultural mix here. You have 2 Koreans, some Canadians, and some like Swede and Denmark players, and yeah, it's a big mix. So there might be a little bit of communication problems, but I expect this team to be able to pull through, and I expect a breakout season from some of these players. Like, I'm so excited. I think they can do so well. I don't think this team is going to be bottom half. I think they can hit top 10. I don't think they'll make top 5, but I do think they can hit top 10, and I'm excited for them. Yeah, I think these guys, if we keep close watching them, it would be really exciting to watch these guys, because like, who's not going to want to watch this roster? And who's not going to want to watch this roster when they're playing well, It's super exciting. I think this team can do great things this year. And so I'm really excited. Don't forget, the season starts soon. These guys are the first game of the season. I've been Emret. Thanks for watching.